Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and today we're going to be doing something we don't do very often. Praise Autodesk. Yes, they have this brand new, free 3D modeling application I think many of you are going to find very interesting because it takes a very unique approach. I also got to admit, it is a preview, and it has proven to be somewhat buggy at times. This menu just keeps going away on me. I don't know why. But this program, again, is all about 3D modeling, but it takes a very interesting approach. So this model you see here, you're going to notice if I hover over it, it's made up of these various different groups, and each one of these groups is made up through a process called KitBashing. Now, if you've ever worked in miniatures, like say Warhammer 40,000 or something like that, where you take the shoulder pads from one Space Marine, the head from a different one, a tentacle from God knows where you found a tentacle, and you put them all together and you create yourself a Chaos Space Marine that didn't exist. Same basic premise, but this is done on a computer in 3D using these various different building blocks. So for example here, let's say I need a spring, I drag a spring on, and you're going to notice I am snapping to the various different locations in the world, different axes and so on, and then wherever I want spring to be, I go ahead and drop it. Once it's there, I can do straightforward manipulations of said object. I can rotate them like so. You got coordinates for doing so. At the same time, I could also set it up to be symmetric. So let's go ahead, and there you see, we've got our springs across two objects, and then boom, apply. We've got now two springs attached to our object, and more or less, that is how this whole process works. You create these models out of a number of different shapes. So this is a fully completed object. Let's say we're doing something a little bit, I don't know, from scratch. So let's go ahead, continue without saving. Here is the starting point for Project Falcon. You can see here you've got a number of pre-created kit bashes that you could start from. So if you needed to create a spaceship or a futuristic Batmobile that everyone hated, or a crawler or spaceships and so on, you could create them from this particular bit of stuff. Of course, you could create your own bashes, and you can use your own bashes to create other things. So if you bash together something like an engine, and then you put those engines on a spaceship, that's the whole premise of kit bashing. Or what you could do is come up here and just basically start from a blank canvas. And then you're going to notice here you've got a number of different options. So here, I'm going to go ahead and we'll just start from a platform, like so. Once that is done, you pick how you wish it to be. If you wish to go kind of independently in various different directions, you can do so like this. Now let's say I wanted to make this guy into a car. Then what I do is I come up here and I search for tire, like so. And you're going to see it's searching for it as a keyword, but it's not, it seems to search for these things as like exclusively. It's not an and search, no, it's not an or search, it's an and search. So you almost always have to get rid of whatever tag you're using if you do another tag. It's kind of annoying that way. So here we go. We got a bunch of like landing gear already predefined. We got this one with some axles in it as well, or we just got some straightforward tires and rims to work with. And let's just go ahead and we'll start with this one, and then we'll chunk this on. So again, you pick where you want it to be, like so. That was not how I want it to be, so let's go ahead and go to the rotate, and we will rotate that one 90.6 degrees, fine by me. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and we just place that one up like so, and probably not where we wish it to be, so let's go ahead and scale that up, and we're going to be making a car, so let's do that symmetry, but I don't know how to do that to the base object. Okay, I wanted to do it based on the axis here. So then I go again, boom, symmetry. It's going to clone the two items there, and then boom, we drop that in like so. So there you go ahead, you start creating your object, various different pieces here. Now let's say I needed to search for something else. What I do is I get rid of this tag over here, and unfortunately there's no groups or categories here when you're going through these things. So what you're going to find, and also it's really slow, like to load them in, just so you know, because there is a ton of pieces to work from, but you're going to be kind of guessing what they have in terms of the toolbox of things that you can kit bash. So you can come up here and you can search. Sometimes your search can be a little problematic because you don't know what you're going to get until you are done searching. Let's try one out. C-O-C-K. Oh, okay, good. Cockpit. All right, let's go ahead. There, boom, we're going to get a number of cockpit options here. All the various different things that fit that category will now show up. And then what you do is you pick what you like. So for example, here, this looks like a futuristic motorhome. We just literally drag that into the scene like so. And I think, of course, we're going to want to snap that about, 90 degrees. And then we're going to want to Here, come on, turn that around so we're facing the front, like so. I guess that's about right. Then we'll just pop that one up, and then we'll move that. Arrgh. So basically, you can move it around until you get snapping points. You can scale it up. You can place it. And basically, you're building these compound objects out of various different bits. Now, I'm going to go back to something that's good, not something that I created. So let's go back here. Again, we'll start from one of the base meshes because I'm going to show you how you can actually go ahead and use this once you've got. So we've got a 3D model that you created that you're happy with. So here. So again, like if I wanted to go and find something predefined, there's no missiles, for example. You would have to build a missile from basic different shapes. But you do see, if you drill down, like when you do the letter, for example here, aircraft, I get the various different things that are relevant to an aircraft, but it would be lovely if they had like drop-down categories so you could find things easier and right away. So let's say here I want to put little fins on. I could do here, boom, pop my fin on right there, and that's basically how the kit bashing works. Once you're happy with the results, what you basically do is come on in here, and you can download your result as USD or as STL. STL is basically for 3D printing most of the time. It will guarantee a sealed mesh, I do believe, but do not quote me on that one. But what I'm going to do is USD, because that is generally what we are going to use if you're using this for game development or something. And let's go ahead, we'll fire up Blender. Blender does have out-of-the-box USD support now as of version 5? 4 point something, late 4 point something, early 5 point something. It's been a while. So let's sacrifice a default cube, go ahead, import our object in, pick USD, go to downloads, find your USD file, and there you go. 3D object ready to go in your game. You're obviously going to need to texture it and make it work or whatever, but if you're creating solid surface models out of 3D objects, you're not going to find an easier workflow than this, other than one other program I'll talk about in just a second. Again, the results are pretty much picture perfect. And since this is just static meshes, you don't need to worry about things like animation, etc., because there is none. It's not going to be used for making organic objects. You will just make hard surface models out of something like this. But that is the final result, which is pretty cool in my opinion. So if you want to go ahead and check this one out, well, it runs in your browser. project-falcon.autodesk.com. And then you need to have an account with them or register with Google or something to that effect, and you just start creating. You can save your results there. It does keep showing me a little message at the bottom that I have, so let me just move that back up. It says somewhere that I had 5 gigabytes remaining on my account, so that seems to be the amount of storage you have. You can add it to a bash and then use that bash again. If I bash together a engine and then I wanted an engine for so just this piece right here, for example, I could create that as its own bash and then start making compact objects out of that, so I can add to my bashes and then create from the bash and so on. Pretty cool stuff, in my opinion. If you're interested in the keyboard shortcuts, etc., just come on up here or press K. You'll see the various instructions for moving things around, how things work. It is a super straightforward 3D modeling application. So once again, that is Project Falcon. So they claim it as the easiest way to start modeling in 3D, and I pretty much agree with them. So it is a fast, free, and fun way to start creating 3D through kit bashing. Available as a technology preview and built on Autodesk Flow. Gives anyone, especially first-time creators, an easy way in. No experience needed, just an idea and a place to begin. Will it remain free? I don't know. It's Autodesk. They used to have another product like 123 Modeler and Sculpt, etc., that they've abandoned. So I don't know where this will go. This one is tagged as basically like it's. I don't know what level this is. If it's a beta, it's a tech preview. So tech preview is pre-beta in most people's languages. It may not turn into anything ever. I've definitely run into some issues with it. By the way, you can print to, you can use this for 3D printing as well. It is a cool program, though. I got to give kudos to Autodesk. They've created something very interesting. And if you're interested in something else along the same line for more of like a cartoony look, there is also Kenny from Kenny and L fame has created the excellent Asset Forge. I did a video about this when he first released it. It is kind of the same thing. As you can see here, I actually am being quoted on how great it is. And it is. It's a cool program. Bunch of building blocks to work with. Again, a bit more of a cartoon aesthetic to the work, but you can make some really cool results in Asset Forge. Asset Forge is a very easy to use program. But Project Falcon, It's up there. Again, a little bit more for real world or I don't know, slightly different art style in the end. But if you're creating hard surface models and you want something easy to work with, it's something you should definitely check out, especially, like I said, it's available for free right now. And as you saw, you can get your results out into other tools such as Blender, no problems at all. You're not going to want to use USD in a game, by the way. You're going to want to go ahead and export that one out to like FBX or GLB or something like that if you're actually going to use it in a game, even though I believe both Unity and Unreal Engine support USD file format. Don't use it directly. Bring it into something like Blender and then export it out in one of those more game-ready formats. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? How often is it that I am praising Autodesk on this channel? Not very. All right, let me know what you think. Talk to you all later. Goodbye.